Stephen Oliver, Glass Class Apple, September 14th, 2021. Today I'm making a video about the media and explaining what really happened, the truth about the media. You see, it all started back in the early 80s. I took a computer class, and in that class it was basic 8-digit binary, and it was just an understanding of how to input squiggly lines and how to run the screen content. So, squiggly lines making with coordinates. You get a bunch of squiggly lines that leads to text and imaging. Okay, so that's what I learned in the early 80s in my computer class. I also learned, one day I was with Sim, and he and I were in the office, and he had just gotten done using a word processor program, and he asked me if I wanted to get on the computer, and I said, yeah, sure, your flight simulator. Yeah, he wrote a program, a flight simulator program, and it was a pretty cool program. And he changed from the word processor to the flight simulator, and he had to reboot the system to do it. So, well, why you got to reboot the system? Can't you just change from one program to another? And then I remembered, oh yeah. So I was like, well, what's up with that? Ain't there a way we can do something about that? Because I knew he was a programmer. And he said, no, I can't figure out nothing. But if you ever do figure it out, it'll be worth a lot of money. And so one day on the first leg of the mystery tour, actually it was at night. One night on the first leg of the mystery tour, it hit me. It came up with it. Okay, now you take the BIOS and you hit it with an opt, with a machine automated computer run order, and it goes to an OS, and in this OS is called Windows. By the way, I'm the true owner of the certificate of Windows and Microsoft, and Bill Gates is an employee, but not really, kinda. Really, that part, is with Dreamweaver. Bill Gates has his deal with Dreamweaver. I have my deal with Dreamweaver. Alright, so that's how that works. Alright, and there's a reason I'm explaining all this about the media. Alright, the OS of Windows, coming from a macro on the BIOS, was apparently a big thing at that point in time. To me, it was just another one of my concepts. Just a way to do something cool, make it better. And we did it. Alright, so then came, first it was America Online. And because, you got to have a line back then. If you didn't have a phone line, you didn't get on the net, really. You could do it wirelessly, maybe, back then, but it'd have been difficult. A TV station may have had the gear that could have done it, maybe, but not really. It wasn't available to the common public. You had to have a line. So I called it America Online. Right, and that was my first certificate, and it worked. And then came, let's see, I believe it was Yahoo after that. Yahoo! And that was pretty cool. It worked. And as it progressed from the modem to wireless, then came Google. And of course, there was Microsoft Network from the start. That's a given, because it was Microsoft.com. Got wondering, okay, what's going to do this? Everything's small with digital. You get to hold a lot of data in a small amount of area. Microsoft. It worked. Alright, now see, then it led to things like Facebook and Twitter. They're cool too. And they are also rightfully my certificates. Now, Eddie Corrigan is a thief and a fraud. Whatever he told Dreamweaver, that's on him and Dreamweaver. If Dreamweaver believed his lies, then Dreamweaver's the victim. If Dreamweaver is cooperating, then he is among the guilty. It's that simple. It's not up to me. I'm just saying what it is. Okay? And if you're watching this, Dreamweaver, I pray to God that you're among the innocent. Because I believe in you. We need the truth. We need it now. And I need to have what's rightfully mine. Take a look at what they're doing. And if you want the treason against freedom, well, I don't want to do business no more with you anyway. So, it's that simple and all that. But as it led to whatever deal that Dreamweaver made with, and if you're watching this, Bill Gates, your deal with Dreamweaver, not a deal with me. My deal's with Dreamweaver. Your deal's with Dreamweaver. That's that. So, I don't blame any of the performing artists. The dreamers is what I call them, because it's my dream. It's my dream to write songs for everybody. It's my dream to be this conceptualist and be able to do all this. That's why I sacrificed the money at the start and allowed it to be a principal accumulative. And so if Eddie comes along and fucks everything by stealing and lying, that ain't on me. Don't look at me. I'm going to get what's mine. So, the pseudo-anonymity, no problem. But that's what happened. And right now, I own all these medias. And say something like Twitter, that banned me from my own certificate for having a link to a law that is a Florida law. And all it does, this law just tells everybody, it's illegal to conceal your identity without a reasonable medical reasoning, and which requires you to have that mask. Alright, okay, so then you got the epidemic of the coronavirus, which allows everybody to break the law, because this is the common flu. Alright, 80,000 people a year die from a common flu. No year, this year ain't that much different. And what do we got? We got it blown out of proportion, and we even got the CDC blaming deaths on the flu when they're not really the flu. And that was according to the instruct of the CDC. So apparently the CDC has been sabotaged too, and it's instructed to lie and fix the numbers in regards to people who died from the flu this year. Alright, and that's what it is. It's the flu. The coronavirus is the flu. And there's antenna. Alright, so it's a little chip. And what it does is it transceives 5G. Came up with it. That's one of my certificates. So is the Discovery Channel. And so is the Weather Channel. And so is a lot of the newer media since 1988. Thanks to myself and Dreamweaver. And this is the truth about media. Oh yeah, then there's the FBI and the Marines. Well, the FBI is facilitating the treason. They knew all along. They've known since 1990. They're lying if they say they don't. The FOIPO claims that they have no records at all. Okay. Obvious lies there. Alright, so that's what you're looking at there. The FBI is facilitating treason and cooperating with the enemy. And the Marine Corps has failed to enforce the Marine Corps manual. It's that simple. These guys were programmed, and when they, who sabotaged the FBI is part of the problem for me. Okay, so that's what I found out, and it turned out to be an NVC program. All right. Yeah, real. His name is John James Breckinridge Jr. Alright, that's just one of them. There's a whole group of them. Alright, and how do we know this? Because the Marine Corps, although they failed to enforce the manual at this point, 2021, back in 1975, they told the whole world to watch out for these guys. They're in a communist program. They was captured by the enemy. They're in a communist program. Watch out for them. Don't let them have any public sector privileges and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Marines told them. So it's not exactly the Marines' fault, is it? Well, they did their part. Except, you know, what do you do to a guy for being in combat, get caught by the enemy, seeing one of your men tortured and cooperate or die? What do you do? What are you going to do to him for that? I don't know what to tell you either. The only thing I can tell you is what's happening. And what's happening is the sabotage of the FBI has occurred. We got a freaking communist takeover in play. We got 3 thermonuclear detonators that apparently served as warning shots, made from uranium-1 and U.S. designs, launched from Venezuela. We got a Surfside deatomizer weapon usage in Surfside, Florida, to kill a freedom fighter from Costa Rica that could have identified the thermonuclear detonators that were launched from Venezuela. It's underway. They've already used force. And apparently the Marines continue to fail to enforce the manual, and the FBI continues to facilitate treason. And that is Glass Class Apple, September 14th, 2021. Thank you for watching.